Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. I know we said we weren't going to do one, but we are going to do one this week. It's going to be a quick one. Saturday night's main event. With me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything else in between. He's here with us this week because probably most likely his baseball game got delayed because of the rain.
No, actually, Putty's life got delayed due to his life, and so that's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Putty is I don't know what Putty was up to. He goes,
Congratulations, Putty. I hope you see this. I
yeah.
just want to say this. I want to the whole internet to know that Putty hasn't responded in
hmm
like 12 hours, even though he's definitely there. Actually, like
Even though he
24
said,
hours.
guys, what are we doing? What's going on this week?
At this time, at this exact time when we're filming, and 24 hours has not responded, even though he's definitely there and it shows that he's online.
hmm
And I don't want to hear your excuse. And
Yep,
everyone
you're
on the
ignoring
internet
us,
knows.
Putty. You're ignoring
Irregardless.
us. Don't ignore us, Putty. But it's Saturday night's main event. We'll breeze through this one real quick. But before we get to the review, make sure you go like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's help this channel grow. Thank you, Ninja Mac, for your comment. We see what you're doing in the best of the Super Juniors, and I hope you keep it up. So we'll start
Hey, but
off.
maybe it's like stop trying to murder people.
Yeah,
Like, maybe don't do that again.
yeah. That was it. That driver that he did. That was kind of nar.
What do you mean? Do you see the throwing stars?
Oh, the throwing stars. Yeah, I sent you the video with the throwing stars.
Oh, was that you? I thought I didn't even know that
Yeah,
someone
I
sent it
sent
to
you the
me.
video with the
You know what?
shurikens. He's like
Listen,
throwing ninja
hey
stars.
guys, good game.
Good game, good game. So with that, let us start. Saturday night's main event. We start off with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker against CM Punk and Sami Zayn. I honestly thought we were gonna get a Sami Zayn turn over here.
I didn't, and I don't want it.
No, it's
And
not warranted.
I don't know. Like this was a pretty good match, and I really, really, really like that faction. I
hmm
think it's the most entertaining thing that's happened on WWE TV since the very like when the Bloodline actually got good.
Yeah, when they first started forming, yeah.
Because the Bloodline storyline sucks now, and you
Yeah.
could tell that it's bad because they've literally removed Bronson Reed from
From that
that.
bloodline. Well, they
Yeah.
got JC Mateo now.
Oh yeah, whatever. JC Penny. Anyways,
JC
Bronson
Petty.
Reed shows up and
hmm
tackles a guy through a wall.
Yep. And how did they not call the match off with outside
Um,
interference?
because they just don't.
Okay.
The rules bend to their will.
To their will. Well, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker do end up winning.
It was a good match.
It was.
I
It was
enjoyed
good.
it.
Yeah. It was a good match, and I like this inclusion of Bronson Reed. At least we're closer to Braun and Bronson, even though they got rid of Braun Breaker. Or sorry, not
Yeah.
Braun Breaker. They got rid of Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
We could have had Braun, and Bronson.
It was close, but we got Seth. It's close enough.
Yeah. So Seth and Braun do go over. This is setting up that CM Punk Seth Rollins feud probably at SummerSlam.
Yeah, and in the same way that I feel about Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre feud, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to see Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. It just doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. If there's no stakes to it,
Yeah,
are we going to
I
have a
mean,
Paul Heyman on a pole match?
I feel like this whole event, like I know it's main event and it's basically a TV special. It none of
Yeah.
it felt like it had stakes to me.
Yeah. The only thing I got to say about this is yes, it's a TV special and there's going to be commercial breaks, but do not put the commercial break as soon as the match starts.
Yeah, I think there's so many. They're over intent on having the intros,
hmm
like so the people watching on TV can hear the crowd cheer. I think you do the commercials during the intro. Like no one wants to watch Braun Breaker come out.
Yeah.
I don't even know what his song is, and I've seen him come out 100 times. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. So with that, our next match, Zelina Vega defending the Women's United States Championship against Chelsea Green.
If you, I mean, okay, I don't want to say if you remove Chelsea Green because I mean, there's a lot of really good wrestlers in the women's division in WWE,
hmm
but without Chelsea Green, this match is like a negative 3,000 stars. Zelina
hmm
Vega, and I'm gonna be aggressive here because I've been talking to people about this all day. Surprisingly,
She's
since
not
I've watched
good.
it, she's not just not good. She's arguably the one of the worst women's wrestlers I've ever seen in my life post Divas era.
Yeah.
Like she literally can struggles to do anything that looks even remotely realistic. She's so slow paced. She's never in the right spot. She's always waiting. Her punches a swing at the air. She can't do anything that like a basic
What
move.
I put on my notes here, I put Timu Sasha Banks
Yeah, and that's what I think. I think that's what they want her to be. She's trying to be the replacement
for
Sasha
Sasha Banks.
Banks.
Yeah.
But in honesty, and I don't even like Sasha Banks, is a way better wrestler. A
Yeah.
way better character, a way better talker. It's it just doesn't make sense to me. And I want to stay on this match for a bit. I think taking Chelsea Green off this belt and then constantly having her in the picture to win it back makes no sense to me because if you keep having her lose those opportunities, then why is she in the picture for the
It
belt?
also makes your women's mid card look weak if there's no other challengers.
There's so many women in this company, it's ridiculous to the point where it's bloated and they don't know what even to do with people. But you're wrestling this belt with the champion number one is someone who shouldn't even ever have a belt in their entire career. Number one, because
It's
she's
I'll
not a
tell you this,
fan
it's going to
favorite.
Julia next.
She's not a fan favorite. Okay.
Hmm.
Which makes it like, okay, so why did you give it to her? She's not selling merch, so you're not Jey Usoing her. There's no story to finish here.
The
She's
kids
not a
aren't
good
behind her.
wrestler, so why? I give you all three of the reasons why you
Hmm.
would give someone a belt, and she doesn't hit any of the criteria. You know why she has a belt, and I'm willing to bet anything on this, and you can call me conspiracy theorist all you want. Aleister Black's contract was
Stated it.
Zelina Vega wins a belt.
Yeah, I can
Because guess when
totally
she won? Right when he first came back to
debuted. Yeah.
WWE.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
But
that sounds crazy, and I know people always think that when I say that at my work, they're like, "Oh, you're crazy for saying the
no, but
weird
I
stuff like
bet you
that."
instead of him winning a belt, it's like we both need to win a belt. He probably has like a stipulation Royal Rumble win or something.
Or it's WWE just trying to make them happy because there's no, in my opinion, when you look at the cuts that they've made recently in the women's division and probably what she costs because she's been there for a long time and is way more of a household name than a lot of the people they have. Her still being on the roster makes no sense at all, except to please
When you get rid
Aleister
of
Black
someone
coming
like a
back.
Sonya Deville or an Isla Dawn,
I mean, so Deville is trash, but yes, I
but
character
still better
wise,
than Vega.
okay. Yeah, but Zelina Vega hits none of the criteria except being mildly good looking, and they need her when they go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. They need
Like
it for the Latin crowd. That's exactly it.
it's
They need
it's
her for the
weird.
Worlds Collide pay-per-view.
Look at the push that you got specifically from the Ray Phoenix and even I guess Dom to an extent, and
Yeah.
then Penta. Then all of a sudden they made the signing with AAA,
Hmm.
and now what are Penta and Ray Phoenix doing?
Absolutely nothing.
Because they just needed them to boost the Mexican audience and people's attention span for lucha style wrestling, so that when they buy the AAA situation,
Hmm.
it now they have a transition into that.
You know our boy is going to be on Worlds Collide, right?
I saw it. I saw it.
No. You know who?
Vikingo.
No.
Who?
Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.
Oh yeah, he's not in Noah anymore.
No, he's gone. Yeah.
That's why his brother's getting the push that he's getting. We
Yeah.
forgot to talk about that actually.
Yeah, we can talk about it at the end though.
But
But
yeah, I this match is I have to give it at least like a 1 star because enough
Chelsea
happened
Green.
in it.
And I'll tell you this, there's a receipt coming for the busted up nose that Chelsea Green got.
But Chelsea Green seems to get a busted up nose in every match, which makes me think that it's just really easy for her nose to get broken.
A la Steve Carino, when a nice little breeze would pass by, Steve Carino would just
Yeah,
start bleeding.
she always gets in. Was it at Mania? Did she have a match or
No, the
right
SmackDown.
before? So she busted her
When she
nose.
lost the belt, yeah.
Yeah, and then the NXT match she had, she busted her nose, and then
Hmm.
the belt when her first defense of the belt, she busted her nose.
Yeah, that's true
So
too.
it's
Yeah.
like I think it just happens.
Just it's just a thing that happens. But Zelina Vega does retain in a really short match.
Yeah, and let's like if even if you're doing this as a storytelling like match
Hmm.
like booking, this is a storytelling
Which
booking.
is was
There
it's
is no story here.
no. It's
So
Zelina
what are
Vega's
you telling?
undefeated against Chelsea Green.
Anyways, I don't care.
And
I'm just
and
I
would
want to
you
vent my
would you agree that Chelsea Green is probably your top mid card women?
in terms of everything that she brings as a heel, yes, but she's definitely not the best wrestler in the mid card, not even close.
No, you got
Um,
Valkyria. That's a better
you
wrestler.
got a lot more, but I just think that even if I watch this match, and I didn't watch this match, and because it was so short, I wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not enjoying my time. I
By
think
the
there's
time
going to
I,
be something we're going to talk about at the end of this,
Mhm.
but it was such a poorly put together match that I don't know why it existed.
It was sloppy. Yeah. But Zelina Vega does retain. So with that, John Cena against R-Truth in a non-title match.
Once again, a fun match. I
I
I
yeah.
I love our truth. I don't think the in-ring work was like awful, and I
No.
had a decent time watching it, but why am
I
I watching this match? I
Yeah, I
don't
had fun
understand.
with it for R-Truth, like, thinking he's John Cena and thinks he's like, John Cena's his childhood's hero, even though he's 10 years older than John Cena. And it's like, and it's good to give R-Truth a little bit of shine. He's probably one of your best mid-card comedy acts there is.
He's one of the best in the history of wrestling.
Yeah. He's got to be up there with Santino.
He's way better than Santino, and I like Santino a lot.
Yeah.
It's but again, in a company that's so everything they do hinges on their storytelling,
Yeah.
and to have this as be a special event, not just a regular Friday night or Monday night
Mondays. Yeah.
show. Not so far we have. I mean, the first match I guess has story relevance, but the last two matches, you're like, well, why am I watching this?
But I mean, there is a bit of a story between John Cena and R-Truth. Like, I mean, there is some sort of
Yes, but
history there.
in the scheme of where you're going with John Cena, this match is completely
No,
irrelevant.
it's the final segment of the show that sets up what's going on with John
Yeah,
Cena.
exactly.
But I mean, Cena does retain or not retain, but he wins. Like, see, this was a non-title match. Let R-Truth go over by fluke or something. It's not going to hurt John Cena for R-Truth to win.
And then you could have had John Cena just absolutely lay him out at the end of the match and then get heat. That's your
Yeah,
heat, right? The fans get what they want and you get heat.
and you get heat.
But the fact that you didn't do that on top of it, it's like it wasn't even a bad match. I just don't know why I'm watching this match.
Yeah, yeah. This was not Saturday night main event. This was just main event,
Yeah, literally.
right? So with that, John Cena does win. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre in a cage match. So we're now, this is our second in the feud. The first was a street fight. Now it's a cage match.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is two matches. I feel like this feud has been going for years.
Well, it's been
Like
going on since Mania last year.
it's I don't once again we're at a point of like why am I watching this? And the reason I don't like it wasn't a bad match. I just don't think Damian Priest is interesting at all in any sort of way as a wrestler character as a person. And then this match had no stakes to it. The way he wrestles, it's so choreographed that it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
there's any stakes to anything.
Yeah.
It's just I don't. Why am I watching this?
Now,
Was it a bad match? No, it
no,
was
it was
perfectly
fine.
fine.
Absolutely fine. Yeah. The thing is, too, though, usually a steel cage match is the blow off to a feud.
And is this going to be a blow off? No, because
No,
I
it's
don't think
not
it's
because
going to.
because Drew McIntyre won the street fight.
Also, when's the last time you got like a 6 minute cage match?
11 and a half, but
But
still.
you know what I mean? Like what is
Yeah.
this?
But that's the thing, though. Like, okay, we're gonna probably get a. So, what's the third match going to be in this feud? We've done a street fight. We've done a cage match. What are they going to do? A Hell in a Cell?
It's going to be like a strap match or something like that.
But to me, a strap match is not a feud blow off.
But is it a Yeppa Pie strap match?
Well, I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
hope it is. But yes, Damian Priest does win by not even pinning, not even climbing the cage. He walks out the door. They made mention of Edge.
Congratulations, Edge.
Yeah, and that thing you sent me the other day, 11-time champion, and he's only held the belt for 450 days total.
The vast majority of Randy Orton, Batista, Triple H, John Cena, him, Chris Jericho are all those lengths. And in
Yeah,
that era of time,
it was hot shotting the belt.
those guys were the only ones who were winning the belts. And for a company with two belts
Yep.
to have that many title changes and the like 40-day reigns, like what are we doing?
Didn't in that era, didn't Christian have one of the longer reigns?
Probably. I mean, it's not to say that each one of them didn't have a long reign or one or two, but when you have 15 title wins and 10 of them are under 50 days, does that count?
No. At least to me, it doesn't.
I mean, in the sense of like, if accolades are what make you a GOAT, then does John Cena having 13 27-day reigns count as being like the GOAT?
No.
I think his sales is what makes him special,
Yeah.
not how many titles he won, because his accolades seem pretty relevant when you look at the fact too that he won the US title twice, three times, and
Yeah.
then won the tag belt once.
Yeah.
Did he even win an intercontinental belt?
No. Has he? I don't think so. Timmy's on it. Even though today's a Sunday, Timmy's still working for us. Timmy's on it. Let's see what Timmy says. Okay, Timmy, come on. Pause for this. Okay, WWE Championship 14 times, World Heavyweight Championship 3 times, US Championship 5 times, Tag Team Championship twice, once with The Miz and once with David Otunga. Okay, uh, World Tag Team Championship twice, once with Batista, once with Shawn Michaels. He's won a Money in the Bank. He's won 2 Royal Rumbles. He's
Yeah, he
won.
already passed. There's no intercontinental
Yeah,
then if
there's
you're
no
already at those.
Intercontinental. Yeah,
It's just it if all of your belts are it's Okada-ing, right?
yeah,
Like you're just only winning world titles and your reigns are 10 days and why am I supposed to take you seriously?
yeah. Like I'm not. I can't. I absolutely can't. I think it's more like you said, merch sales, crowd
But
reaction.
I 100% will give him that. I also think he's a really good actor in terms of wrestling in ring acting.
His character work, yes,
But
but his
he's
in-ring ability is.
and like unless you're like some weirdo like MTV rap guy from like 2003, his talking is a very not good to me.
Yeah,
Like unless you were like
his
super
promo
into the
skills. Yeah,
mainstream rap in 2003 on MTV, that was like some random white guy that no
yeah,
one ever heard of. But yeah,
yeah.
I'm not here to hate on John Cena. That's not what this is about.
No, it's not.
I just that's the thing. Okay, now we're moving on. We
Main
talked
event:
about main event,
Logan
and
Paul versus Jey Uso.
once again, I don't know why I'm getting this match. I think I don't care what anybody says. There's nothing that you can do to argue that this is one of the most irrelevant world title runs in the last 10 years in any company.
Yeah,
It's he's done nothing. It's been uninteresting. He's boring to watch
in
him
in five
talk.
years, when they say Jey Uso was World Heavyweight Champion, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that."
It's like there's no good feud for him. And then
No.
this match was they had no chemistry. And I don't even think either one of them is a bad wrestler, but they had no chemistry together.
Yeah,
There was multiple like the blockbuster missed. Then I don't know what Jey Uso did. Michael Cole started calling out some kind of move and then just stopped talking because he didn't even know what Jey Uso did.
yeah. The one cool spot that I did enjoy was when he tried to do the buckshot and he caught him in the super kick.
Yeah, I mean, there's good. It's not
Yeah,
like the match was bad. Once again, it was, and it was entertaining. But it's just like they don't have chemistry. So, like, if you're trying to sell me that this is like a good match, no, it wasn't. It was just a Monday Night Raw,
yeah, regular
not even a
match.
main event. It was like the middle main event, the
Yeah,
1 hour mark.
yeah. But obviously, as we knew, Jey Uso does retain, but due to outside shenanigan.
Yeah, and I don't know if you double belt John Cena right now, I'm gonna quit watching
I was going to say
WWE.
that's what I'm afraid they're going to do.
I will actually quit watching WWE if that happens.
I don't know. I think Jey Uso is going to lose the belt back to Gunter.
That's what I wanted to think, but you can't because they're trying to turn Gunther face. So I think that somebody partnered with John Cena is going to win that belt. And then Cody Rhodes comes out,
Hmm.
and now you have me even more confused about what you're trying to do in this situation. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, is Cody going to win the belt?
Well,
Or
I
like,
don't
are
know
we going in
because
a new
okay, so they
direction?
set up a match for Money in the Bank. The Money in the Bank match is Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. And of course, it's in LA, so you know that's
So
what
do
you
you think
want.
Logan Paul is going to win, and that's why they gave Jey Uso the belt to be transitional?
No, I don't think Logan Paul's going to win. I think whoever's winning the Money in the Bank is going to.
Is it LA Knight? Yeah.
That's right now. All you have in there is LA Knight and Solo Sikoa.
Hmm.
Then you also have was it the next spots will be determined on the May 25th episode of Raw with a match between Chad Gable, Penta, and Dragon Lee. I want Chad Gable to win that. And then another match is going to be between Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor. And then another spot will be determined on SmackDown between Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, and Jacob Fatu.
Hmm. Well, I think Jacob Fatu is going to win.
But then he'd have to lose the U.S. championship.
Yeah, but then he'd have the money in the bank.
Yeah.
And knowing the way his character's going, maybe he's like, screw this and just throws the US belt on the floor and
Doing
moves
an
on.
Ozawa.
Yeah, and just moves on.
Yeah. Yeah, because the women's match is almost set. Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, and Julia against the winner of Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Nia Jax, which is
I don't want
definitely
to
Jade.
watch Alexa Bliss do anything.
No, I don't want to watch her in this match.
It's crazy how much my
She answered. I
it's
forgot to turn
crazy
her off.
it's crazy how much my like the way that I used to like Alexa Bliss before just completely fell off a cliff.
Because she
Like
was the best of the worst. If that, I don't want to say the best of the worst, but
no,
like,
but there was like not there wasn't a big pool to pick from, right? And at that
yeah,
point, nobody even cared that Rhea Ripley existed. I don't know if you
yeah,
remember that. It was a
yeah.
period of time where nobody even cared that she was a wrestler.
We loved Rhea Ripley from before. Like, not to sound like those kind of people, but like, I saw something special in Rhea Ripley. But I think there was like you said, the pool was limited. Bailey was hurt.
Bianca
Sasha,
was really the only really good wrestler they had.
who was? Oscar,
Bianca.
and she's hurt too. Like,
Bianca.
oh, Bianca,
This
yeah.
guy says Oscar.
No, but Oscar too, and she
Yeah,
was
Oscar too, but she kept getting hurt. Remember that
right.
was the period of time when she couldn't stay healthy.
Kyrie left at that point. You haven't really started to push for Io Sky yet. Bailey was hurt. Charlotte was hurt the first time. This last time it was because of her knee, but the time before she got the infection because her implant exploded and she got like poison, like poisoned or something. I
She
don't
got
know.
salmonella.
Yeah, salmonella.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, it was like the matches were fun, but other than the main event, storylines really weren't progressed. So
This is why it's hard for me to score this because it was short. Nothing was unentertaining to the point of being like, oh my God, what the hell
yeah,
am
I
I
got this
watching?
done in 40 minutes.
But like, why am I watching this? Was like the constant question. Like you're putting on matches that like, yeah, sure, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, except Zelina Vega was pretty bad.
Yeah,
But like I don't understand why this is being presented to me as like a special event. This is just Monday Night Raw.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I give it a score because I don't know. I don't want to go too low, but like I also don't think I can go
Okay,
high.
this is a cop out score for me, 7.3. The
Yeah,
reason
I'm go.
the reason why I gave it a 7.3 is yes, I was entertained. Some of the matches were a little bit too short, but I also took away points because these are feuds I really don't care for. It's also, like I said, it didn't feel special to me. So I also took some points away from that. But other than that, like it was fun. It was a good match. And like you said, other than the Vega match, the matches were good, but like, I don't know. It's just, I didn't feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also think like the what would you call it? The presentation and the way that it's like what's the word I'm looking for? The gimmick of it is
Yeah.
old now. I'm not it's like seeing random old dude in the crowd isn't
Oh,
exciting
look,
anymore.
it's one of the bushwhackers that's still
Oh, it's
alive.
Jimmy Hart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like how was the first, what is this, the fourth one?
This is the fourth one since they've relaunched it, I
Yeah, the
think. Yeah.
first two felt really special, and then, like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'm probably at like a 6.9 or a 7. I'll give it a 7 because I think it was generally like an enjoyable watch, but it
Okay.
wasn't like there was nothing really good. Like,
Yeah, there
to
was,
be like, oh, you gotta go watch this. But I think if you did watch it, you'd be like, okay, I didn't waste an hour and a half of my life.
but at least that's the thing. It wasn't an hour and a half. It was only like in terms of actual, if you watch it live, different story.
It's
But the
an hour
fact
and
that,
22 minutes, and if you skip through all the middle stuff, it's like 49 minutes or something like that.
yeah. So it's a quick watch. I literally watched it this morning after I watched the race. We're recording this on Sunday, so yeah. So you posted that Oscar Piastri card.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the Kimi Antonelli card is still worth more than the Oscar
It doesn't
Piastri one.
make any sense. I can get so many numbered Piastri cards for good prices, but if you try to get anyone else, they're ridiculous.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Campo and I will probably review the F1 movie, so stay tuned to his channel for that.
Oh, we will. And Yeah, we got to do another wrestling tier list because a bunch of movies came out, like that main event movie and Queen of the Ring, and then the Chris Jericho one that we watched. So I
Yeah.
think we have to re-tier
And
list.
we haven't even done Iron Claw yet, so
Yeah, there you go. So I think we'll just re-tier list and not
yeah.
do like reviews, but
Yeah, I think we may re-tier list something for this for the fall, August, September when things slow down a bit. And then maybe we do the tag belts.
oh yeah, we got to do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So so with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. We kept this one a little shorter. Tune in next week. Next week, I may do remote recording. Campo will be joining us, but I will be at Comic Con next week. But we're still going to give you 3 reviews next week. You're going to get Under Siege, you're going to get NXT Battleground, and you're going to get AEW Double or Nothing. So tune in next week for those. The set may look a little different when we record, but at least we'll do it. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.